Breeze.
First prawn with glitter fleck in it.
I swear it's the scent stuff.
Yeah, I can see that on camera.
Can you?
Yeah. Do it again. Light it up.
Do one of these, like. Wow.
One day I'll get it.
Yeah, it's like I'm filming the Avatar.
Everything's lit up and
glowing fluorescent.
That's proper glow. It's not just like a bit of. Yeah. I love this stuff.
Okay. Oh, those are the things. Yeah, they're cool. They swim wicked when you get them right. Great.
I'm going to hook a little bit on the smaller side, but.
I mean, just sluggo one.
Oh. Have you swum it?
No.
Let's do it on camera.
I had to biz the other night and I made it. And I made one and then I tried to make another snell rig to put in it. And do you think I could get it the right length?
No, hell no. And that's the thing we've got to replicate on camera when we're doing the...
Oh no, that's why I pre-tied it. I'm not going to show you how to do that. I'm going to show you how it's going to look. That's stuff you do before you go fishing. Alright, I'm going back around. How do I get around the ramp? So I'm back around the other side, isn't it?
I've never been to this ramp, eh?
Yeah, I think it's...
G'day everyone, John Murdaca here from Daiwa Australia. I'm out with the legend himself, Kris Hickson. We're out on the Hawkesbury today and we're testing some bait junkies and some new colours and bits and pieces. Kris is in control today. He's promised me some dew, some flathead, whatever we can get. What do you reckon?
I always make big promises that I can't keep. Yeah, it looks like a cracking day actually. A little bit of fog starting to clear off now and we're just up trying to have a look for a dewy at the moment. Got the bait junkies on. I think we'll roll through a few of the new colours and just get a bit more confidence with some of the other shapes as well. Yeah. I don't doubt we're going to catch some bycatch as well, flatties, and hopefully a bit later on when the sun gets up and we'll push down some clear water and maybe try and find a kingy or something as well. So
yeah, definitely. Plenty
of options on the Hawkesbury, plenty of things to fish, and hopefully we have a little bit of luck.
I reckon. Let's get into it. That looks so real in the water.
I've got nothing like typical.
They're like hugging real tight, are they?
Yeah, right. The rocket.
You can fish it differently. Yeah.
Long in here.
Oh, that was a hit.
What? There he is. What's that? Little dewy?
I hope so. Yeah, head shakes. Could be a big flathead.
A baby one. Or a flatty. Oh, what is it? I'll get the scoop for you.
Oh,
let's get the scoop.
I'm losing
You're right.
myself. Yeah. Oh, you can do it if you want.
I just want to feel useful.
Oh, let me get the head in.
Nice.
Oh, not a bad start to the morning. I was hoping it was a little dew. He's definitely not one to complain about. That has come on a brand new colour in a bait junkie. Dual core colour. Really looks like a prawn. This colour here is called Sand Rush. Alrighty, not a bad flathead to start the morning. Again, we're fishing along here, hoping for a dew. I did think it was a small dew at first, added some good head shakes, but he's definitely not one to complain about.
Maybe not Fred.
Oh, dewy. Good start.
Mini dewy. There you go.
Well done.
It's like a dewy but smaller.
It's what we came for.
It's target species at least. That's why it felt like a flathead. He's pretty cool. They got to start somewhere, don't they?
Got some stunning colours.
Super underrated bait for these things, especially in that colour, that little 4.2 minnow. I love it. I absolutely love it. Good for hopping off the bottom, good for slow rolling. Nasty down there, son. Rocky. What you got there?
Not sure, flathead, I think. Oh, yeah, I think it's a
Blim. Little blim.
It's a really enthusiastic bream.
What are you thinking, mate? What are you thinking?
It's a hungry bream. Alrighty, I'm starting to get some small hits, so I just got a bream on that 5-inch prawn. I'm going to drop down to our 3-inch prawn, but this is also a new colour. It's got that core injection in it. Looks real prawny, like the prawn guts in a head. This colour here is called Espresso UV. So I got a good feeling about that. I reckon it'll stand out in this dirty water really well. Let's see if we can get a Jew on it. Oh my.
Monster.
Counts.
It's that same alarm.
That tide's really starting to slow, isn't it?
Slowed right down.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can tell because there's a few fish suspended like
Coming out.
a couple of metres down,
Yeah.
cruising around. I don't know whether they're little Jewies or big mullet, but
They're just getting that bit more confident to come out, are they?
yeah, just roaming around. What do you reckon? Go up and do another run over that? Do one more run, then we'll shift, I reckon.
How do you find the water clarity, Chris?
It's definitely a bit murky than I expected, but we've also got dead low tide, so for the Jewies in the deep water flathead, it's probably fine, but I'd like to see a bit of clean ocean water come in if we're going to chase some big flatties on the gar and some kingies and stuff as well, so I'm sure once that tide pushes in around lunchtime, it'll clear up pretty well. Brisbane waters, when I saw yesterday, wasn't too bad, so I think we'll get some decent water.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a matter of picking the tide at the right time and having a sound around and find some fish.
Alrighty, so we've made a move. It's a little bit cold behind those mountains we were just fishing behind, and I was definitely freezing. I was probably whinging a little bit. I think Chris had enough. So he's got his beautiful long beard to keep him warm, whereas I don't have that. I need to make a move. So we've moved to another popular spot in the river. Going to have our try a shot at a Jew here. Tide's now turning. There's actually a current line behind us where we can see the tide now pushing in, so it's probably not a bad place to be in a river at the moment to try and get one, but anything's possible here. Let's see what we can get. I played that a little bit. I got it out.
Got the strike shot.
Yeah. And that's a cut.
The odds of that, eh? No shit. Like, fuck me.
I reckon in the history of everyone ever filming, that's never happened.
Probably not.
Not unintentionally.
So Chris, explain
So I was cutting the tag off my knot because I left a little bit too much there. And I pulled my hand down with John's little snippers here. It's not even scissors, it's got to get right in there to do it. And I put it down and went to close it up with a little latch, and the wind blew the microphone cord in there and I chopped it in half. You can't teach that. That's after I've dropped a set of scissors on the deck that bounced in the water. What are the odds of that shit?
Gold egg.
Oh man. I was so confused for a second. I'm like, that didn't just happen.
So we've made a move of spots. We've just moved a couple 100 metres up from where we just were. We've tried to find some deep stretches close to structure with enough current pushing through where we think the Jews are going to be sitting.
And try and find some bait.
And trying to find some bait. That's
Bait's
been
probably lacking.
a big thing we've been missing today is finding any bait. So I reckon once we find it, we might find a stack of it and then a stack of fish on it. But at the moment, it's been a bit of a battle. So we'll keep trying. Hopefully we got something to show you real soon.
Where's your prawns at?
In that, down the bottom, right underneath everything.
I'm just going to swap lures over, give one of these new, one of the new colour 5-inch prawns a go. The water's pretty murky right where we are, but there's a clearer pocket here. And I figure if they can find a prawn that's pretty clear in the water, like a natural prawn, I reckon they'll be able to find that. There's actually a little bit of glow in that as well. That's pretty hard to see in this light. And a nice sort of solid head to give them something to focus on. So we'll chuck it on. I've only got a ½ an ounce head. So it should have a pretty nice fall. But if we can't get to the bottom, we might have to go a bit heavier here. We'll see how we go. Sits wicked on that bait junkie head. Nice big hook. Dewey's got a big mouth, so you want a big hook for him. Let's rip in.
Look at that. It's gonna get eaten.
In ya? Yep.
Next time. Alrighty. Brand new to the Bait Junkie lineup. Our 395 flick. Just a slightly bigger version of our 295. This is going to be a bit more versatile, can be rigged a few different ways. For me, I see this as just a winner for your estuary fishing all around, your dew, your flathead, your bigger bream will eat it. Yeah, very excited to give this a chuck this morning. I like that colour, a little bit of shine. Hopefully the fish can see it a bit better in a dirtier water. We'll soon find out. Just on that, the drop of, the edge of the...
Oh, wow. Bream. Or a Taylor.
Oh,
neither.
even better. Little flatty. Little one. Nice colours on him. Nice blue tail. He's probably going to spike me if I grab him like this, but might stay still long enough just to get the hook out. Oh. Ah. It's not the most elegant release, but he's back in the water.
That'll catch him. That looks good.
Let's get into it.
I'm gonna catch something. Probably a pike, but that's all right.
All that weed.
There's so many pike here. Some days it's just off the charts. Nah, look, to be honest, I'm probably gonna be throwing this more than
The current one.
yeah, the little one.
Yeah.
Got him. That's a
He
bream
is.
too. I think I saw that. Little size, that thing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Holy dolly, that's
I
a good
watched it
fish.
eat it, like, just under the surface.
He's a good fish.
Looked all right. Looked
Maybe.
it.
He's
all
a
right.
good fish.
Not a giant, but he's decent.
Oh,
Hasn't done much, has he?
he's a cracker.
Swallowed it too. Look at that.
Oh, Kris.
Well,
Don't think...
easy as that.
I wouldn't call that a small fish. I'd be pretty chuffed with that.
It's decent, yeah. It's
Hold
decent.
that one for you.
On the flick, this is like perfect scenario for a minnow bait, and especially in this bit of wind, having that little bit bigger one now is going to be perfect. Yeah, it's pretty solid fish. Nice. Got that minnow down real good too. Typical minnow bite, flick it across, sink it down slow and donk. He actually ate that real close to the top.
Yeah.
It's 5 foot deep and I watched him eat it.
Come
so,
up. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That was
Wicked hook up too.
real textbook scenario. So what we're doing here, we're fishing these flicks over the top of some weed, as Kris said, and fishing them pretty lightly, flicking them around. That bream's come up to the surface. I actually heard Kris go, I think one's come up or something like that. And to me, that's a stonker bream. For Kris, he's probably seen 500 million bream in his life. So
Still a good one.
Still a good one.
Decent fish. Cool.
well done.
395. Flick. Chomped. That bait junkie had pinned him really well. I wrecked it a bit with the pliers, but. Seems holding good still. Yeah, it does everything right.
Alrighty, so we've just made a change. We've gone to fish some moorings now. Sun's up a bit. We've gone to some nice deep water. Anything can happen in here. I love fishing moorings because you just don't know what you're going to come across. You can get your Jew, you can get your kings, you can get your bream, you can get everything in here. So I'm just chucking around a 3-inch prawn in a new smoke fire colour, which if I get a fish on it, you'll see it real soon. Kris is just chucking some plastics around the holes. What have you got on, Kris?
I just put the 395 flick on, something a bit bigger. I know the bream will eat that, but then it's a really good profile for the bait that hangs around the boats for maybe a little kingy or a trevally or a salmon or something to come up.
Might come pick it off. So anything goes here. It's a little bit windy out there, a little bit windier than we thought. So we've just moved in here, and it's really nice just not having that wind interfering with your line management. So fingers crossed we get something real cool from here.
Bream.
Oh, here's an all right one.
Didn't do anything to start with.
Let me get my... What's that on the 395 flick?
Yep.
Good job.
I like it.
You want to do it? Do you want to?
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Not a big one, but it's all right. That was good. I actually scoped that and I couldn't see any, but I think he might have been sitting up pretty high. It's a nice little bream on the 395 flick. Perfect sort of clear water colour. Nice natural bait fish profile. Bit of fleck to catch their attention, especially if they're sitting on the other side of the boat. 16th ounce bait junkie head just floating down nice and slow, and yeah, textbook bream on boats. They're really eating this thing too. I think the biggest, like that's not a small bait for a bream. It's not massive, but it's not a small bait, but its biggest benefit in being big and super soft. Like that thing is so soft. Bait junkie heads are probably one of the only heads that are going to hold that on there. But it gives the bream the ability that when they suck it in, it folds up and really gets in their mouth. So perfect little bait fish profile. I think there's going to be a few packs of those going in the kit, that's for sure. Alrighty, so I'm just going to go chase a couple of flatties and maybe a kingy. So I've pulled a 10-inch gar out. So out of the packet, I actually try and have these pre-rigged with the twist lock that comes on your worm hook. So instead of having to twist it in like while you're trying to rig it up to save some time, I have them pre-done in the pack. Most of the time I'm using these on the worm hook, so it's fine. I'll normally leave one pack without. It's pretty basic. I like an 8.0 worm hook. I think it gives probably the best action. A 10.0 is fine as well, but I don't like going too much bigger than that. If I'm fishing just for flatties, I'm only going to use the worm hook. I very rarely use a treble or an assist with them. And it's basic rigging. Slide the hook through the eye of the spring. Make sure it's the right orientation. Instead of actually going on the eye of the hook, it just makes it a bit easier. It actually makes the lure swim a little bit better too. And then from there, I slide the bead over the tip of the hook to hold that spring up against the eye. It also gets the spring away from the line as well, which is nice. So pin that through nice and straight. And that's essentially ready for me to go flatty fishing. Now today we're hoping for a kingy as well. And if you are chasing a few smaller flathead, it is an idea to have a bit of an assist on there. So if I go down that road, before I actually pin it through, I'll have a treble with some split rings and a swivel set up. Now that there's enough setback just to go a bit further in the bait that if a fish short strikes it or tries to eat the stomach, you should still hook it. And having a split ring swivel split ring helps with movement too, like a big king or a big flatty coming up, shaking its head, spinning and rolling around. If it's only hooked on that, there's pretty much no chance of that spinning out of its mouth. So from there, slide that over the hook. Now that sits on there pretty loose, so you want a nice big glow bead, the size that's bigger than the split ring that you're using so it can't slide back off. Pin that fella on there, right down, and then the same as before, line it up, pin it through the belly, nice and straight. And then you can either leave that treble hanging, or what I like to do is just, we've got the little hook slots, which we designed to do this for. The treble will go in and pin in there and just sit right in the stomach. So a lot of fish will either eat a bait like this head first, or try and take the stomach out and disable it. So sort of covers both angles. I prefer not to do that for the flathead because there's a good chance they're going to get it down a bit too deep. But if you are targeting smaller fish on a big bait, it's a pretty good idea to have that assist there. So we'll tie that on and see if we can't go get a flat arrow kingy.
Alrighty, so we've made another move. The moorings didn't fish as good as we're hoping. We've switched up and we're now fishing a 10-inch Bait Junkie gar. So we're going to see if we can get a reasonable flathead out from these sand flats here. So we're fishing in an area that's real patchy with sand and weeds, so perfect scenario and environment to be fishing these. The tides,
and there's heaps of garies.
And there's heaps of garies, especially at this time of year. The bays and harbours are full of them. So, I mean, it's a recipe for success. There's a little bit of something on the surface there. They might actually be gar, speaking of the devil. We're gonna fish for a bit, see if we can get a good flathead and go from there. Alrighty, I'll just go through a bit of a technique that I use for this type of fishing. So generally cast out as far as I can. Try and, we're trying to find fish that we haven't spooked with a boat or anything. Now we're only in 1.5 meters, if that, of water. So I personally like to work the lure incredibly slow. I'll take up tension and I'll just give it short, sharp draws. Nothing aggressive, nothing too violent. I just want the lure to look like it's gliding up and then gliding back down. Yeah, I've had good success doing this. So I know Kris does a little bit different, so I might pass over to him to go through how he fishes them.
Yeah, it kind of depends on the depth. It's more about, because we've got so much weed here, you just got to judge your sink rate. And similar sort of thing, just flick it up off the bottom and get it to glide down. And you sort of just got to judge their mood as to how aggressive you want to be too. I like to cover ground until I know where they are, so I will fish it a little bit faster. But if you're in an area where you know the fish is sitting, then 100% fish that thing pretty much as slow as you can. It's all about that, just draw forwards and glide back down, really natural. So you don't want to be flicking around going too crazy for the flatties because it puts them off a bit most of the time. Just a nice easy draw up. I like to just slack line it, so the end of my slack line pops it off the bottom and gets it up and then back down. Otherwise I find it moves a little bit too far. But there's no set in concrete way of doing it. However they're reacting on the day is going to be the way you want to do it.
All right, so the gear that I'd recommend for this type of fishing, you kind of want a slightly stiffer rod to be able to lob these plastics. So today I'm using a TD Black 701 HXS Cherabin, and I've got that paired with a 3000 Revelry, one of the new ones. I just run a 15-20 pound braid on most of my setups when I'm doing this, and for leader I'd probably start at 25 pound as a minimum, just because of their raspy teeth. If they do get the lure right down and they shake, they're going to wear through the leader pretty quick if it's a big one. What are you using, Kris?
Yeah, I'd say if you can, and you can cast a bait caster, I much prefer to throw it on bait cast gear, especially for flatties. A longer rod, especially on this open water, if I'm at home fishing like oyster racks and that, you can afford to go a bit shorter for a bit of manoeuvrability. But same thing, a pretty stout rod. This is a 6 to 12 kilo 7.3 Tatula. Just sheerly because of the weight of the lure you got to cast. If you want to do a long cast, you need a fairly stout rod to get it out there with the right sort of cast rating. I generally run 20 pound braid or PE2 braid at least, and yeah, 30 pound leader minimum. As John said, those big flatties have a tendency to get it down. The one exception is probably if you've got crystal clear water with the gar. If you're running it on a worm hook, they seem to always be hooked in the roof of the mouth and very rarely get it down to a point where they are going to chafe you off. So if you do want to fish it a bit lighter, you can. But I don't think going a heavier leader for the flatties makes any difference at all. So I sort of stick to 30 pound, 40 pound and safe as. That way if you hook something else like a kingy, you've got half a chance as well.
Kris, do you generally find the flathead fishing on it, you want really clean water.
Yeah, definitely. Floodies, there must be, I think they are a fairly visual predator. So the clearer the better. They don't seem to get too spooked by people unless you get really close, especially with something like a gar that doesn't have any vibration or anything to pick up on. You've got to put it in front of them, or they've got to be able to see it. It's a lot easier to pick your gaps in your cast as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Thing here too, there's no current. Like there's nothing to pull them to anything ever. They just swim to where they feel like being, which makes it heaps harder to target them.
You've seen too many props to know if it's a bream or a prop. God, I tell you what, to the untrained eye, that looks like a fish.
It does. Alrighty, we've just come onto a rocky bank at the mouth of Cowan Creek here. Tide's up, so the bream theoretically should be up feeding on the rocks. So I'll grab the risky critter out. I haven't cut it back this time. I've gone the full bait just because. Match the hatch, match the crabs. Nice dark colour. Mudblood would definitely be my favourite in that bait. And all we're going to do is pitch it in amongst all the rocks in tide here and hope there's a bream sitting on there eating the oysters and the crabs and bits and pieces. Sorry, mate. I knocked you over. Yeah, that's all right. Go for a swim. It's all tied on, so there we go anyway.
What head have you got on, Kris?
20th.
Oh,
He's on already, look at that.
that's on the 235 prawn.
Oh, the prune.
He couldn't resist that. How far down he's got that one? It's an olive oil colour, nice white eyes. I love those eyes in the water. They just pop and stand out so realistically like a prawn. He's got some nice blue-green through that. I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up, but good start. That was first cast in here.
First throw.
Let's get some more. See ya.
There's a big one. He's swimming fast. Little one. Little one sucked down the critter. Still a big, like a fair sized bait, but it's so soft, they still get these things down really easy. You see that was right down his gob. Perfect hooked up. Corner of the jaw, micro bream. We'll get a big one here.
Oh. Oh. Not a bad one. Again on that 235 prawn. He's spiking me real good right now. I'm trying not to move. Just coming off the edge of that wash there, it's real rubbly and bouldery through here, so there's a few of them in here. Not a bad fish, I'm pretty happy with that. Let him go. Mix it up too. Yeah, that's cool.
There he is.
Oh.
Look at that.
Bring him out quick. All about the same size, aren't they? You know over there where there was a bit of wash? Oh.
That's why that corner's better, because it gets the liquid current.
Yeah, it gets a current, a bit of wash hitting it.
Yeah, that's why it's always the best.
That's all for, that was Ron's spotting. I was listening to Kris's stories. Ron was
good
spotting.
No sunnies.
Yeah, with no sunnies and holding a camera, looking the other way. You see him?
Yeah, he was just sort of sitting, hanging in the current, probably.
So a good way when fishing these steep banks like this, I prefer just giving little hops. I think last time I was out with Braden, he explained it really well, but imagine how steep it is every time you lift. If you lift too far, you're going to be dropping meters at a time, whereas opposed to just doing short hops, you're only dropping feet at a time, just because it is such a steep incline. Yeah, I can just feel my lure, like every time I hop it, I can just feel it dropping like another few feet. So it's incredibly steep, and you can just tell by the landscape that, that's in front of us here.
Having a wiggle?
No, nothing special.
Bream.
Get this one in because I don't want to muck around. Oh no, it's not doing much. Oh, and that's why. It's a flathead. That's all right.
You're
it's a bit of fun.
Yes.
We'll get him back in. He's eating one of our new in-feet vibes though. It's a 5 grammer. Got that right down like all flathead should. I'll get the pliers, get it out and get him back in. Alrighty, I think our day's come to an end. It's been a pretty long day. We've been out since 6 this morning, 6:30. It's not every day I get to fish with Kris, so it was good to get out on the water and have a fish with him. Someone I used to see on TV fishing to actually fish with him in real life and work alongside him. Yeah. It's pretty cool. So we speak a lot on the phone, we speak almost every day. We get a lot done product-wise, but to get out on the water and actually do testing, it's fantastic. And use it, yeah, and get results. So
catch some fish on it.
We had a really good, I think it was a pretty good day. Got a nice stew. Kris got a nice stew this morning. I got a half-decent flathead. Got a flathead on the gar. Got a mix of bycatch, prawns, blackfish. Oh no, sorry, we got bream, blackfish on prawns, everything. So, oh, that was a hit. Something's hitting it. I shouldn't be doing this while we're closing out, but yeah. Anything from you, Kris?
No, it's been a good day. It's always hard when you've got a certain brief to try and target. And to be honest, the conditions, although it was a ripping day, the water conditions aren't perfect. Like it's quite dirty at the moment after all the rain we've had. So trying to catch a big flatty on a gar's nearly mission impossible in that sort of weather. But we got a fish on it. We pretty much everything we did, everything we targeted today, we caught a fish doing it. So that's I find that a success. They might not have been giants, but we caught fish doing it. So yeah, all in all, a good day. It was. It's cool to see some of the new stuff in person as well, straight out of the molds, and can't wait till it's on the shelves and everyone can have a go.
Yeah. So for any more information, keep an eye on our socials or jump on our website and check out all the latest info and all the new products up and coming. See you later.